This is my audience. According to breastcancer.org, 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer. In 2015 alone, 231,840 invasive breast cancer cases are reported, and 62,570 non-invasive breast cancer cases are reported from Breast Cancer Research Foundation. 2.8 million. In the US, 2.8 million women have a history of breast cancer. Now, these statistics don't lie. Cancer affects everyone. Your loved ones, your family, friends, acquaintances. Just last year, a close family friend of mine was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she is battling it today. Now, I want to talk about the need to know about breast cancer and what this disease does and what we can do to help prevent it. I want to talk about raising awareness, providing prevention, treatment, and research for cures for this disease. Now, let's talk a little more about what does breast cancer do. Now, the National Cancer Institute stated that the 4th leading cause of death for women in the U.S. is because of breast cancer. And if you go online to this journal called Cancer Statistics by Siegel, they do a study on the 7 different types of cancer. And they show that 29% of all cancers is contributed to breast cancer. That's a huge amount compared to 7 different cancers. Now, again, if you look at the website World Cancer Research Fund International, this is an international study, it says that the most common cancer in women is breast cancer. And again, if you look on the Mayo Clinic website, they found that not only women get breast cancer, but also men. Breast cancer doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what age or gender, it doesn't matter, breast cancer can affect anyone. So what can you do? What can we do to prevent breast cancer? Now, there's 3 main factors that I want to talk about. The first one is to help raise awareness. Education is the most powerful weapon we have to combat this horrible disease. If we educate men and women, children, the elderly about this disease, we can take action to avoid it. So awareness is one of the most important things that we can teach people about. Now, this knowledge also leads into my next factor, and that is prevention. Now, the CDC says there's many different ways that you can prevent getting breast cancer. And that just includes being a healthy person, just maintaining a healthy weight, exercising, not smoking, not drinking in excess, and avoiding hormone therapy. But also, you can have a genetic disposition to breast cancer. What can you do besides trying to stay healthy to avoid finding that? Well, if you go to Fred Hutch, his website, he has top tips for preventing breast cancer, and his main thing is getting mammograms. Early detection saves many lives. Now, of course, it's not prevention, but at least you detect it early so you can defeat it before it evolves. Now, the third main thing I want to talk about is research. We need to research to find a cure. Awareness and prevention are great things, but they're just short term. We need to have a long-term goal, and researching for a cure is what we can do. Now, who can help in all this? Those 3 factors are huge. There's so many different charities and nonprofit organizations that help with breast cancer, it's hard to decide who you need to support. Now, these 3 factors are a huge contribution to breast cancer: awareness, prevention, and research. And Susan G. Komen, for the Cure, really focuses on these 3 things. Now, you can't defeat breast cancer on your own. You have to support. It's a huge mountain to climb. So Susan G. Komen for the Cure is a great way to help defeat this disease. Now, if you go to Charity Navigator, it does a lot of different research on the charities out there. It shows that 80.3% of the funds that Susan G. Komen raises goes to the programs it does. it has 80% goes to its mission, which is awesome. Those are the 3 factors that it gives money to. Another annual report that I really want to talk about from the National Cancer Institute, this report states that there's been a decline in breast cancer in women, which is awesome. 1.4% is declining, and that is great. That is progress, and a lot of that has to be contributed to Susan G. Komen and what they've done, the research and what they've done for breast cancer. But it's only 1.4%. We can do more than that. We should want to do more than that. We need to provide more awareness, more prevention, and more research so we can change that 1.4% to 100%. Now, you have the knowledge and you know about breast cancer. What are you going to do about it? We know that we need to have awareness, we know that we need to have prevention, and we know we need to have research. You have the knowledge to prevent all this, but you also have the power to eradicate this disease through Susan G. Komen. If you don't help support this cause, who will? Every life matters in this situation, and every voice matters. Whatever action you decide to take will matter. Thank you. And they're still here. Yay. And these are my